Matt Mask is easily one of the top 10 most charismatic and famous arm wrestlers of all times. But the big question is, should Matt retire now? Hello and welcome everyone, I'm Pradeep from Arm Wrestling News, and in today's athlete review, we will take a look at the Canadian wild horse, the 41 years old Matt Mask. So why are these questions rising? Why should Matt retire? Why Matt all of a sudden started losing all the matches that he was expected to win? Let's first go back into the history a little bit. Matt's first viral moment came when he pinned John Brezink a couple of times at UAL 9 on 29th March 2015. After that, his famous rivalry matches with Devon in 2016 and even 2017 and 18. But apart from the John match and the recent Tim Resnan shorts, which got 5 million views, most of the credit for Matt's fame goes to his charisma, his aggressiveness, and his explosiveness on the table, and also Devon Larratt. Let's be realistic here. Devon is the one who made Matt really famous, because somehow Matt's style suits really well against Devon. He always used to force Devon into a king's move, right or left-handed. Even now when Devon is at his strongest and Matt seems to be at his weakest point, Matt is still able to move Devon off center, even after having a match with Jordan Sonev. So let's take a look at Matt's recent record. Not necessarily recent, but since 2018. So Matt beat Barboza 3 pins to 1 in 2018. After that, he beat Nick Zina 3 pins to 1. I think Nick Zina match was before that, but 2018. And he lost to Devon 3 pins to 1. Then he lost to Jerry 3 pins to 1. He beat Sylvain Perron 3 pins to 0. Then he beat Hermes Gasparini 3 pins to 1. So pretty decent record in 2018 and 2019. We cannot say that he should retire just by looking at this record. That looks good. And I would say Hermes Gasparini is by far, not even close, by far Matt's biggest win ever in his career. So then he lost to Hermes Gasparini. Now we are talking about post-COVID. East versus West 1. He lost to Hermes 3 pins to 1. Then he lost to Tim President 4 pins to 2. Lost to Prudnik 3-1. Then Morozov 3-0 on the left at the same East versus West 3 event. He beat Krasimir 3-0. Lost to Sandres 3-0. Then lost to Jordan Sonev 3 pins to 0. So if we take a look at the last 6 matches, he has won only 1. That is not a good record. With this record, you cannot say that you are a top level arm wrestler. So let's say if there are 5 levels in arm wrestling. So at 115 kilos, Devon will be level 5. Then Sandres has to be level 4, because there was a clear level gap between these two. And there was a clear level gap between Matt and Sandres. Don't say that math does not apply here. I think it does. So Matt cannot be level 4. I don't think he is even level 4 on that list. Maybe a high, very high level 3, but Matt isn't level 4, clearly. So there are few things. Matt decided to quit smoking. That didn't really work out well for him. Yes, he cut down a lot, but it didn't really affect his performance on the table. His training, his job is affecting training a lot. Matt earns good money from his job and he cannot even make a portion of that from arm wrestling. So he cannot really leave the fixed monthly income. He has clearly said that in the past, and training with a full-time job is not an easy task. And then his training method. Matt doesn't look like he lifts a lot. He looks like he just arm wrestles on the table. And I can guarantee, I've always been saying that Cobra Rhodes and Matt Mask, these two can do what Ryan Bowen is doing right now with the compound lifting and full body exercises. I think if Cobra and Matt follow that same program that Ryan Bowen is following, they have a lot to gain. So coming back to Matt's retirement point, this was a post made 3 days ago by Couch Apple on Facebook. Should Matt retire now? I feel bad for Wild Horse because we saw another letdown against Jordan Sonev. The anger and explosiveness that used to come out during the match, didn't release tonight. It is really difficult to be aggressive and shouting at the opponent when you are in fact overpowered and you are clearly losing the match. So not really possible to do that. And not to mention, losing isn't even an option for him. It isn't an option for anyone unless the opponent is really strong. When all of that comes out after the first pin, I already anticipated the dominance. Okay, complete mismatch, I agree. What could be the reason? So number one, Matt start dropping new gear right before the match and blindsided by the side effects. I don't even know what it means. Okay. Not versatile enough. I agree fully. One trick pony. So Matt is really difficult to curl in a hook. But for someone who can shoot for the hook by moving their elbow forward towards the pad, towards the opponent, it can become an easy task. And once inside the hook, Matt doesn't really have anything. Again, going back to the compound exercises, maybe he can do something after that. Although Matt picked up the space, but it is just not enough. I don't know what that means as well. One trick pony, okay, low hand top roll. We discussed that. Downfall of Matt. Arm wrestling sport is changing now, and unfortunately his level is just not the same as world class. I agree with this statement. Okay, let's read the comments, what people are trying to say here. He's lost 2 in a row all of a sudden. No, brother, no. If you break the streak by winning 1 match and you're losing 6 matches around that, that doesn't really mean that you only lost 2 matches. Problem for Matt, he works long hours. We discussed his job. That is a really big deal. Yes, he's not an elite arm wrestler. I feel you're right. He was elite years ago. We saw the record, but even then he beat Barboza, Sylvain Perron, Nick Zena. Those are also not top level, top 5 tier level. I don't think they are. Maybe Barboza is 4. That's it. G4Y, okay. And retire, he's the man dropping a match versus world elite. So how long can we keep on saying that? Well, he just lost to a world champion arm wrestler, so that doesn't count. His famous persona, his charisma, it will only let him arm wrestle against the top level guys. You wouldn't put Matt up against a bum, even though he may be somewhere near his level. He has to be against a world level guy, and he will keep on losing these matches. I can't speculate because he knows more about arm wrestling than most of us. I think we can. Okay. So that's about it. You can read the comments. I think Matt shouldn't retire now, but he should for sure change something in his training. Maybe if it is possible, I don't know what kind of job he does. Maybe if it is possible, he can take 1 day off and dedicate that to training and YouTube. I think he can somehow compensate for the loss that he will be bearing from that 1 day off from job via YouTube, because he's really famous. Anything he says gets 50,000, 30,000 views. So I think it can be somewhat compensated, and he should focus on more of a Bowen style training, I guess. So thanks. That's it. And give me your thoughts. What should Matt do right now? Should he retire? Should he lower the level of matches that he's taking? What should he do? Because his record recently in last 2 years has been terrible. He needs to change something. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you again.